friends here. It's Mrs. B. I wanted to share with you today a really cool, see what I did there, book I found. This is The Cool Bean. This is written and illustrated by Jory, John, and Pete Oswald. All right, here we go, you cool beans. The Cool Bean. Watch out, here come the cool beans. The cool beans. Oh, yeah, look how they move. Look at their cool swagger. Notice their sunglasses. Yow. The cool beans are known all over school, from their house to house, across the town, beyond county lines. In the olden days last year, they were all one big pot of beans. They were a mixed bag, but somehow it worked. Yep, those were the good old days. And then we'd stop seeing each other as much. That's just how it goes sometimes. You spend less time together, and even though you're not really totally sure why. I watched as the beans I once knew well, the beans in my own pod, became the cool beans, and they were so cool. One of them could play the guitar, cool, and one of them could draw the best superheroes, cool, and one of them can jump higher than any bean I'd ever known, cool. Me? Well, I mostly stayed the same. Sure, I made some small changes. I wore sunglasses. Too big. I slicked my hair back. Too slick. I strutted around. And I swaggered. I was still picked last for everything, and my clothes never seemed to fit. And I snorted when I laughed. And I walked into stuff. I was an uncool bean for sure. I started thinking of myself just as one of those common beans with no special skills. I couldn't compete, so I didn't even try. I would never be a cool bean. It seemed that there were two types of beans in the world. There were the cool beans, and then there were beans like me. The days all blended together. I lived life, and things were just okay. I took my tests and ate lunch. I kept mostly to myself. And the beans continued to be cool. I mean, sure, I miss them a bit, but it's not like I'm gonna say anything. I just felt like all the coolness had gotten in the way of our friendship. And that's how it went. Until one day, I was in the cafeteria and I dropped my lunch on my loafers. But then something sort of miraculous happened. Out of nowhere, one of the cool beans just helped me clean it up, and he didn't even say anything. He just gave me a nod, and that was it. Later, I was out on the playground and I tripped and I scraped my knee and I maybe cried a little bit, and everybody saw it. And another one of the cool beans came over to my side, and without saying a word, he dusted me off. That afternoon, I was sitting in class and I wasn't paying attention. I didn't even notice. The teacher, they called on me and everybody stared, and I just sat there in silence. Nobody said anything. And then, everybody just laughed at me. And it wasn't it. After today, I was officially a has-been. But then one of my cool beans just stood up and came over to me, and everybody watched. She leaned her head in real close and whispered, "Hey, the teacher asked you to read from page 32. And then she gave me a quick wink and went back to her seat. It was a small gesture, sure, but it was also everything. I walked home with a goofy smile on my face. I smiled all the way through dinner. That made all the difference. It was a day that could have gone really bad if not for the kindness of a few beans. They gave me a shred of confidence, and that shred of confidence has continued to grow. Somebody had my back. Or few somebodies. After that, I started hanging out with the cool beans again. Not all the time, but sometimes. At lunch and after school, and even on the weekends. Throughout all this, I realized that it's not about how you look or any of that other stuff. Just a wink or a nod or a smile in just the right moment. It's about dusting somebody off and helping them up again and pointing to them in the right direction. Need a hand? Yes, please. Now that's cool. Thank you for reading with me today, my friends. I sure do miss you. And don't forget to be kind to everyone you see. Kind to yourself, kind to your families. Stay safe. Hope to see you soon.